Hello, everybody. Welcome. We are here for the matchup between the New Heights Cougars and the Joplin Eagles. We are about ready for pregame announcements. The refs are ready at the center, and the players are lining up. We'll play the varsity game here at 5, and then play a varsity or a JV half to follow. Ben Schumacher is not playing tonight. Suffered the ankle injury on Thursday against Carthage, and will not be able to go tonight.
And now starting for your Joplin Eagles, in goal, number 0, Gage Stoburn. Number 6, Landon Brownfelter. Number 7, Ever Blanco. Number 8, Briar Ledford. Number 9, Isaiah Snyder. Number 10, Andy Cordova. Number 11, Yaya Ramanzani. Number 14, Aldo Valdez. Number 19, Abdias Orzoco Rodriguez. Number 20, Gavin Williams. And number 21, Henry Phipps. The Eagles are coached by Desmond Williams, and he's assisted by Aaron Gooch and Chris Ramos. At this time, we ask that you please stand. Gentlemen, remove your hats as we honor our country with the playing of our national anthem.
All right, that's the national anthem, and we are ready for kickoff. Cougars going right to left on your screen. Joplin Eagles going left to right. The Eagles played last week against the Pittsburgh, Kansas Purple Dragons, and what I thought was a stunning, dominant victory, 8-0. Eagles are young this year. They just have 2 seniors starting, a collection of sophomores along with a couple of juniors in the lineup. As I mentioned in the opening, Ben Schumacher, the senior midfielder, is out tonight. Looks like Jackson Dunaway will take that center mid spot. Lucas Nangle and Brandon Schumacher as the defensive mids. Along the back, we have Justin Bonia as the left fullback, Max Enretter and Evan Horton as the center backs, and on the far side, the right fullback is Ruben Brake. Rush Stewart in the goal tonight for the Cougars. Kason Hamlin playing the striker spot tonight as Nixon Meningus is playing right wing. Titus Clevenger here on the left, attacking mid. Everett Blanco, number 7 for the Eagles, is one of the leaders, the senior. Looks like he typically plays center back, but looks like he's pushing up into the attack today. And we're underway. Kickoff back to Anredder. Anredder lets it open up, plays it back to Stewart in the goal. Stewart with the high ball, back spinning to the near side. Goes over everybody. Clevenger there fighting for it. Number 20 is Gavin Williams, the senior defender. And he's able to win the throw-in. Throw-in into the middle of the field. Dunaway settles it. Carrying across the frame. Everett Blanco comes to challenge. Step by number 6, that's Landon Fraunfelter. And knocked out of play, it's a turnover to the Eagles. Throwing down the line, headed away by Ryder. Horton plays it in. Schumacher gets a touch into Dunaway. Dunaway finds Hamlin. Hamlin looking at his options, plays it to Meningus. Deflected. Meningus into the box, takes the shot. And the keeper's there to make the save. That's Gage Stovern in the goal tonight for the Eagles. He's a sophomore. Stovern punts it across midfield, headed back by Anredder. Challenge for the ball. Possessed by number 11, Ramazani, and played into the midfield. To the back line and switched to the far side. Fraunfelter trying to connect up the line with Ryder and out of play by the Cougars. Another throw for the Eagles. Big throw down the line for Isaiah Ryder. Being challenged by Brake. Ryder into the box, drops it back. Played across the top. Dunaway's there to deflect. Back to the Eagles. Switch to the near side for the senior Williams. Williams plays it back to his back line. Henry Phipps. Phipps is also a sophomore. Number 14, Valdez on the ball. Carrying plays it to the far side. That's Fraunfelter connecting to Ryder. Ryder looking to cut it back. Deflected off of Nangle's shoulder. And shot by number 19, Rodriguez. Saved by the keeper, Stewart. Stewart with a high ball into the middle. Hamlin's there to challenge. Ball bounces through. Number 8, Briar Ledford settles it and plays it to the back. Fraunfelter to number 14, Valdez. Back to Fraunfelter to the left back. Plays it all the way back to the center back, Phipps. Back to the keeper, Stovern. Stover and plays it back into the middle of the field. Boney's there, heads it down. Challenge for the ball. Nangle's there, clips it away. Clevenger plays it back into Schumacher. Schumacher looking for Hamlin. Hamlin turns, tries to connect to Clevenger, and ball out of play, and it'll be a throw in for the Eagles. Back into the middle of the field. Dunaway's able to knock him off the ball. Nangle plays it in. Into the corner, chip back in. Hamlin comes on the challenge, able to win it. Hamlin looking for an option. Gets tripped up and draws the foul, and it'll be a free kick from a dangerous spot for the Cougars. Just 4 minutes into this varsity match. Titus Clevenger setting up over the ball to take the free kick. Clevenger asking for space for that wall to set up for the Eagles. Three-man wall. Clevenger takes a strike, bouncing in, and the keeper, Gage Stover, and up to the challenge, scoops it up easily. Quick outlet into the middle of the field, into transition opportunity. Blanco just onside, comes back to receive it. Played ahead. That's number 10, Cordova. Cordova over to the far side for Ryder. Urban break there. Actually, that's not Ryder over there. Can't quite tell who that is. Back into the play for the Eagles. Rodriguez on the ball, back to number 21, Phipps. To the near side for Williams. Ramazani on the ball. Williams tries to keep it in on the sideline, but it'll be a throw for the Cougars. Boney takes the throw up to Hamlin. Hamlin trying to settle. Ramazani comes in to challenge and knocked out of play. Will stay Cougars ball. Boney with a big throw down the line. Clevenger into the corner. And resulting in a goal kick for the Eagles. Stover in there to take the kick. Plays it into the middle of the field. Nangle first to touch. Hamlin comes up to challenge. Hamlin trying to cut through the double team. Deflected away. Meningus is there. And number 14, Valdez, able to possess and play it to the far side for the Eagles. Played up the line. Break challenging on Ryder. And knocked out of bounds. Won by the Cougars. Break plays it in. Clipped away by number 14, Valdez. And another throw for the Cougars, now in the attacking third. Loose ball, Meningus chips it in, deflected away into the corner. Saved by Ledford. Brandon Schumacher comes in, gets a touch. Across to Clevenger. Clevenger at the top of the box. Drops it to Schumacher. Deflected by the Eagles. And Schumacher gets called for the hold and some extracurricular after the play. Be a foul, free kick for the Eagles. Henry Phipps takes the kick all the way up the line into the box and shot on goal, and the Eagles score. That was Isaiah Ryder on the finish. See if we can look back at that on replay. Ball just played right over the top. just not good enough by the Cougars to allow that free kick to turn into a shot in the box. All right, plays restarted. Eagles leading 1-0. Dunaway steals, chips it to Clevenger. Clevenger trying to connect with Dunaway on the overlap, knocked out of play, and throwing for the Eagles. Blanco and Anredder. Anredder gets on his back and commits the foul. Free kick for the Eagles, looking to take it quickly. Cordova plays it over the top. Anredder clears. Falls to Blanco. Over the far side for Ledford. Played in, and Horton's able to clear up to Hamlin. Hamlin cuts it in. Stolen back by the Eagles. Blanco in the midfield with some space. Plays it wide for Ledford. Ball deflected out of play, and it will stay Eagles throw. Meningus challenges the ball on Cordova, played back to Phipps. Down the line, carried by Ramazani. Sent in with his left. Ramazani back to the ball. And ball chipped over the top. Goes out the end line. It'll be a goal kick for the Cougars. Stewart takes the goal kick into the middle of the field. Won first by Ledford. Fraunfelter on the ball. Down the line for Ryder. Break challenging. Horton comes over and plays it up to Meningus. Meningus on the ground gets called for the handball. And it'll be a free kick for the Eagles. Mike Barnes, considered one of the better refs in the Joplin area, the center ref tonight. Back spinning ball into the box. Stewart gets a touch to deflect, and Anredder is able to clear it away. Goes out as a corner kick for the Eagles. Briar Ledford takes it quickly to Blanco. Blanco touch into the end line, still in play. Anredder there is able to sweep it away to Meningus. Meningus plays it up to Dunaway. One back by the Eagles, played across to the near side for Williams. Williams to Cordova. Back to number 14, Valdez, across the field for Fraunfelter. Ledford chips it back to the back line. Phipps is there. All the way back to the keeper, Stovern. Stovern has time. Plays it to the far side. Break comes to challenge. Can't get to it. Fraunfelter out on the attack. Makes a heavy touch. And Horton reads it and is able to sweep it away. Brandon Schumacher away from the play. Looks like he went down hard. He's able to get back up, and it'll be a throw for the Eagles. Cordova on the ball, makes a move to the end line. Sent across and shot towards the goal, swept across and out of play for a corner kick for the Eagles. Ruled a deflection by the Cougars. Eagles have 7 guys committed forward for the corner kick. Couple players on the ground. Ref lets him play, and Stewart comes up and makes the save. Stewart holding up, waiting for an option, plays it into the midfield. Williams first to touch. Dunaway's there to deflect. Clevenger trying to cut it back. Able to get possession, gets double teamed, and Phipps comes in to clear it away for the Eagles. Throw in for the Cougars. Boney takes a throw into Dunaway. Jackson Dunaway gets double teamed. Ramazani on the ball. Dunaway still fighting. Clevenger comes to it. Now triple team. And foul called on the Eagles. Be a free kick for the Cougars. Max Anreder right here in front of us to take the free kick. Low ball into Nangle. Nangle gets a touch, plays it back to Schumacher. Schumacher carrying across, swept away by Ledford. Fraunfelter clears it. Horton at midfield sends it back in. Fraunfelter and Meningus on the far side challenging for the ball. Back to Valdez as Hamlin comes in to challenge and played off of Meningus will be another throw for the Eagles. Fraunfelter takes the quick throw in. Cordova gets on Nangle's back and draws and commits the foul, and it will be another free kick for the Cougars. And right there, again, the senior center back taking the free kick. Side spinning ball into the top. And that's headed away by Rodriguez. Another throw for the Cougars. Ball in danger in the box. Still in trouble, and ball finally goes over the goal.
We have 2 vehicles that need to be moved immediately. We have a brown Ford truck, license plate 572-088, and a blue BMW SUV, license plate J88A5F. Those need to be moved immediately. They are parked in the fire lane. Thank you very much.
All right, restart a play with the goal kick. Into the box. Phipps there on the ball. Boney plays it back in. Schumacher there. Tries to turn. And handball called. Like I said, he's considered one of the best refs in Joplin, but he is obsessed with every handball. Every touch of the hand is a handball to him, which is sometimes a little iffy. Anreder takes the free kick, and the keeper Stovern is there to grab it out of the air. Ball sent back to the middle of the field. Ryder heads it forward to Blanco. Blanco has some room to attack. Defense comes to pressure. Ramazani at the top. Nangle comes in on the challenge, and Anreder's able to play it to the far side, out of play to reset. It'll be a throw in for the Eagles. Fraunfelter plays it back to Rodriguez, all the way back to the back line for Phipps. Phipps to the near side for Williams, being challenged by Clevenger. All the way back to the keeper Stovern. Valdez on the ball. Patient attack by the Eagles. Stovern plays it to the near side, gets it over Clevenger's head as Cordova tracks back for the ball. Into the middle for Ledford. Rodriguez back to Valdez. Looking for the switch. Nangle steps in, gets a deflection, can't control. Ramazani plays it over the top. Ryder there. Stewart comes all the way out of the box and is able to clear it out of play. It will be a It will still be a throw for the Eagles. Break comes in, makes a nice steal, plays it in the middle of the field. Miscommunication by Dunaway and Meningus, and the ball rolls to the Eagles. Cordova on the ball on the near side, carrying across the middle. Cordova with some space, looking at a through ball, plays it into Ryder. Isaiah Ryder in the box takes the shot, and Stewart's able to get a hand on it to knock it wide of the goal. It will be a corner kick for the Eagles. It seemed too easy for the Eagles as Cordova carried that all the way across and then plays the ball through. Kind of a sloppy back line by the Cougars to keep those Eagle players on side. All right, looks like Ledford over there to take the corner kick. Back spinning ball to the backside. Number 19, Rodriguez gets a head on it, goes over the goal. There, it looks like there's a foul called on the play, though. It'll be a free kick for the Cougars. All right, Rush Stewart at the top of the box to take the free kick. Stewart side spinning ball to the middle of the field. First touch by the Eagles. That's number 14, Valdez. I'm sorry, that's number 19, Rodriguez. Back to Valdez. Plays it into Ledford, able to turn. Ledford into the attack. Finds Ramazani. Back to Ledford. Clevenger tough on the challenge. Fight for the ball. And foul called on Clevenger. Be a free kick for the Eagles. Andy Cordova over the ball. Cordova goes away as number 11, Ramazani, the junior forward, left-footed right wing, will be taking the kick. It's far enough away that he can put this over the wall and get it on goal. There are 5 guys on the left side for the Eagles. Cordova, the lone guy on the right. 3-man wall for the Cougars. Shot taken in and over the goal. Goal kick for the Cougars. Grayson Crumrine at the line will check in on the dead ball. Ruben Brake will take the sub. Just under 20 minutes left to play here in the first half. Joplin Eagles leading 1-0. Stewart with a driving ball to the middle of the field. Meningus gets a touch into Hamlin. Hamlin looking for an option. Sees Clevenger through, is able to find him. Good tackle. Clevenger still on the ball and can't make anything of it as the Eagles swarm in the box to clear it away. Eagles into a counterattack. It looks like Blanco's offside and the flag goes up. He's trying to say that he wasn't involved in the play, but that was kind of a tricky one because he didn't touch it, but the rule is you can't affect the play, and by it going right by him, it could be interpreted as affecting the play. That's kind of a gray area of the offside rule. Ball sent into the top. Dunaway plays it in. Loose ball as Hamlin's coming for it, but Stovern makes a good read, comes out of the box, or off his line, I should say, and is able to scoop it up before a real threat occurs. Stovern with a big high punt to the field, and Engel takes the header and out of play into a throw in the attacking half for the Eagles. Let's see, is there a sub at the line? No, it's just the ball boy at the center there to take the. He has a ball in his hand, so no substitution. Cordova back to Valdez. Dunaway challenges. Or to Fraunfelter on the left side. Phipps plays all the way back to the keeper, Stovern. Stovern with time. Driving ball into the middle of the field. Anrader gets ahead on it. Ball's loose. Anrader clears. Fraunfelter on the run, plays the through ball into the top of the box. And Stewart's there to read it, plays it back into the midfield. Dunaway settles down with his chest, plays it back to Nangle. Ramazani there to challenge. Over to the near side, Clevenger's able to win the challenge on Williams. Ball played in, Williams deflects. And handball is the call. Called on Cordova. Max Anrader, another opportunity for a free kick. Swept away. Horton sends it back in. To the near side, Ramazani there. Back to Williams. Number 19, Rodriguez plays it back to Valdez, across to Fraunfelter. In the middle for Ledford. Deflected by Schumacher. Ryder switching the field to Ramazani on the near side. Ramazani tracking back as he plays it back to the left center back, Valdez. Ramazani gets through the challenge. Plays a nice through ball to Cordova. Into the box. And nice touch by Horton to kill the threat. Eagles back in possession. Blanco back to Ledford. Across to number 19, Rodriguez. Across the field for Williams. Williams into the attack. Anrader challenging. Williams loses his feet and draws the foul. And a free kick for the Eagles just above the top of the box. This will be like a high corner for the Eagles. Number 8, Briar Ledford, the sophomore midfielder, over to take the kick. 3-man wall for the Cougars. Ledford side spinning ball in. Krumrein there sweeps it away. Fraunfelter on the far side gets there first. Hamlin challenges for the ball, able to win it. Hamlin has no support as he gets tripped from behind, and that's a yellow card. Wait for the stoppage of the clock, but he should be stopping it. There we go. And it'll be a free kick from there for the Cougars. Max Anrader there to take the free kick again for the Cougars. Anrader plays it down the line for Meningus. Feels like a pass you just need to be able to connect on. But out of play and a throw for the Eagles on the far side. Nixon Meningus and Justin Boney taking a sub. Spencer Jackson and Ben Bandy subbing in the game for the Cougars. Number 20, Williams, is subbing out for the Eagles. Number 18, Ben Sotlar, the senior, is subbing in the game for the Eagles. All right, back into play. Schumacher gets the steal but gets called for the foul. The Eagles will get a free kick. Valdez on the ball. That's number 15, Villanueva, also just subbed into the game for the Eagles. Looks like he subbed in for Blanco. Hamlin's able to steal, try to connect to Dunaway, stolen away by Ledford, and all the way back to the keeper Stovern. Stovern over the top. Ramazani gets the touch, falls to Clevenger. Clevenger trying to cut it back into the middle, has pressure, collision. I don't think there was a foul there, and ref says play on. And Clevenger comes in late, gets the yellow card. Just kind of a frustration foul on Clevenger for not getting the call, but it seems like it was just a congestion and not really a foul on the previous play. So each team now with the yellow card. 11:40 left in the first half. The Joplin Eagles leading 1-0. Henry Phipps on the ball to take the free kick for the Eagles. Ref giving the coach an explanation of the yellow card. And we're ready to restart play. Ball sent to the middle of the field, high ball. Number 18, Soltalar, gets a touch on it, cleared away by the Cougars, up to Jax Edson. Edson on the ball, plays it to Dunaway, but knocked out of play, and a throw in for the Eagles. Jax Edson made the sub on the yellow card for Clevenger. Ledford plays it all the way back to Blanca, who's re-entered the game. I believe he came in for Valdez. Ramazani back into the middle of the field. Villanueva plays it across, stolen by Edson. Ref says play on. Schumacher at the top. Villanueva is able to steal. Back to Blanco on the backside. Switch over to Fraunfelter. Crumrine comes to challenge. Fraunfelter gets through. Horton's there, sweeps it back into the air. Challenge by Villanueva and Dunaway. Villanueva comes away with it, gets it to Cordova. Cordova tries the through ball. Anredder's up to the challenge. Able to win it to Edson. Edson loses his feet as Ledford steps in to steal. And knocked away by Anredder. Throw in for the Eagles in the attacking third. Back into Cordova. Edson with his shoulder tries to play it in. And foul called on Cordova on the challenge. It'll be a free kick for the Cougars. Max Anredder again taking the kick. First touched by the Eagles. That's Phipps. Back to Blanco to Villanueva. Over to Fraunfelter on the far side. Crumrine steps up to challenge. Fraunfelter is able to repossess and play it all the way back to the keeper, Stovern. Stovern looking at his options. Sees Cordova on the near side, tries to play it over the top. Gets it to Ramaswamy. Ramaswamy plays it into the air. Cordova can't control it, and it goes out of play. Throw in for the Cougars. 9 minutes left here in the first half. The Eagles still leading 1-0. Justin Boney subbing back in the game along with Nixon Meningus. Ben Bandy and Kason Hamlin checking out for the Cougars. Boney there on the near side to take the throw. Plays it down the line. headed back by Valdez. Ball bounces through. Rodriguez able to get to it into an attack. Anredder has to sweep it to the corner, and out the end line, it will be a corner kick for the Eagles. Number 8, Briar Ledford, the sophomore midfielder, taking the corner kicks for the Eagles today. Eagles with 6 guys committed to the top of the box. Number 6, Fraunfelter, just outside the top of the box. Ledford plays it short. Eagles let it run. Clever play and shot on goal. Stewart able to poke it over the top. That was Fraunfelter that took that shot. Number 21, Henry Phipps, worked his way across. Looked like they were going to play it short to him. He let it run, and Fraunfelter was there for the attempt. Ball sent in, headed away by the Eagles, and that's out of play for a throw-in for the Cougars. Grayson Crumrine there to take the throw. Throw up to Jackson. He heads it forward. Meningus there settles down with his chest. Challenge for the ball, Villanueva and Dunaway. Dunaway's able to turn. Plays the through ball to Jackson. Everyone's on side. Jackson chasing to the corner, and it rolls out of play. It will be a throw for the Eagles. Fraunfelter there to take the throw into Villanueva in the center of the field. Leaves it for Ledford, who plays it to the back line. Jax Edson comes to challenge on Valdez. Dunaway steals. Finds Anredder. Anredder plays it hard in, stolen back by the Eagles to Cordova. Edson again challenging, able to win the ball. Ledford deflects away, and Edson loses his feet, no call. And now a whistle called on Nangle as he tripped up Cordova from behind. Cordova actually wanted advantage there, but there's so much congestion on that play, the ref felt like he just needed to blow it dead. Henry Phipps there to take the free kick for the Eagles. Top of the box set up. That's how the last goal was scored by the Eagles. Anredder's able to sweep it away this time. Nangle clears to the sideline. It'll be a throw for the Eagles. Cougars able to avert the threat this time. Fraunfelter takes the throw in. Chipped up into the air by Rodriguez. Into the corner, and foul called on Ryder as he was trying to find an angle through. Horton did a nice job shielding him off the ball, and Isaiah Ryder got called for the push. Just over 5 minutes left to play here in the first half. Eagles still holding to a 1-0 lead. Stewart punts it to the far side. Goes over Jackson. Meningus there trying to connect. Pokes it through into the chase. Meningus into the corner. Has a guy on the far side. And Meningus plays it into the goal. Easy ball for Stovern to scoop up. Nice threat by the Cougars off of a simple play. Back into the middle of the field. Schumacher first to touch. Villanueva there. Dunaway steps in. Finds Meningus. Meningus holds up play. Takes the shot. Couldn't tell what happened there. If he kicked the ground or how he lost his feet. Let me see if I can see that on replay. Meningus holds up play. Schumacher got it to Meningus. Meningus turns. Looks like he's going to play the through ball. Oh, yeah, got his feet taken out from behind. Looks like that definitely could have been a foul. And it will be a goal kick for the Eagles. Brandon Schumacher comes in and wins it with his shoulder. Edson there on the challenge. Ledford's able to win it. Edson pokes it away to the near side for Boney. Slide tackle by Ledford. Ball still in play. Edson on the ball. And white ball is the call. I thought It looked like I thought we played it over to the sideline, but they're saying it was off of the Eagles. So throw in for the Cougars. I'm not sure actually when it went out to know who it was off of, but Cougars get the throw. Boney to Dunaway, chipped over the top. Ball played back into the middle of the field. Carmine pokes it back in. Villanueva there, creating some space. Carmine steps, able to win the ball. Villanueva back to it for the Eagles. Villanueva with space in the middle of the field, turns to Ryder. Ryder can't control the touch, and Horton comes over and sweeps it to the sideline. It'll be a throw for the Eagles. Just over 3 minutes left to play in the first half. Ryder into Ledford. Dunaway comes down, able to get a touch on it and poke it over to Schumacher, trying to connect with Jackson. Spencer Jackson on the sideline, but off the mark and back to the Eagles' throw. Jackson and Fraunfelter challenging for the ball. Dunaway comes in and gets the steal, plays it down the line. That's going to roll as Meningus chases. And Stovern, very conservative play as he comes out and clears it out. He definitely had numbers to be able to play that, but just playing it safe. Eagles steal the throw in and turn it into a counter opportunity. Ledford over the top for number 18, Soltlar. Soltlar at the top of the box, being challenged by Anredder, still on the ball. Into the corner, Soltlar recycles. All the way back to the back line for number 14, Valdez. Valdez carrying down the line. Plays it across the box, deflected by Nangle. Edson there, plays it in the middle, just ahead of Dunaway. Villanueva tracks back, able to win it. Meningus challenging. Villanueva plays the drop to Blanco. Ever Blanco, the senior defender. Like I said, he was playing up top a little bit early on in the game. Going back to his normal center back position. Cordova in the middle of the field with some space down the left side, cuts it back. Plays the through ball, it's too heavy. And that's all the way into the box for Stewart to scoop up. Just over a minute to play left in the first half. Big punt by Stewart past midfield. Meningus and Villanueva there let it bounce. And ref stops the clock. Is there a yellow card issued? Is there a... Are they saying... Is that what it is? Is there a lightning... Let's open the window and see what they're saying. What's going on, guys? Okay, so with 51 seconds left in the first half, we are on a lightning delay. Well, I don't know if I'll jump in if we hear more information. Typically, it's a 30-minute delay. So that's what we're at now. We'll send you through the first half recap while we're waiting, and then come back for. I wonder if they can do. Is there rules on that? If you can skip halftime, maybe we'll be able to do the delay, do 51 seconds, and go right into the second half.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is lightning in the area, so we are now under a 30-minute delay. We can no longer stay on the metal bleachers, so we are asking that you please vacate the bleachers at this time and head to your vehicle. Thank you.
Okay, so the 30-minute lightning delay is confirmed. The players have to leave the benches and go to their vehicles, so same as the fans. I'll put a 30-minute clock on here so you can see what's going on, but we will go ahead and show you the first half recap as we are on break. All right, we are back. We're going to start play with the second half. Joplin Eagles take the kickoff. Number 10, Andy Cordova, will take the kickoff for the Eagles to restart play. All right, we're underway. Ball sent into the corner. And that is out for a throw-in for the Cougars deep in the corner. Ruben Brake takes the throw down the line. Knocked out of play. Another throw for the Cougars. Brake working his way down the line. Looking for the middle of the field for Hamlin. Ball falls to Dunaway, and Blanco gets called for the push in the back. Dunaway takes a quick restart to Meningas. Meningas across the box. And just a little bit impatient there as Stovern is able to come up and kill the threat. Stovern from the top of the box. Big punt all the way across midfield. Enrider takes it in the back. Ramazani still on the ball. Plays it with his left. Eagles let it run, take the shot, and Stewart's up to the challenge, makes the nice save. Corner kick for the Eagles. Nice design by the Eagles. Corner kick now. Ledford over to take it on the ground. Eagles let it run again. Nangle's able to sweep it away. Hamlin tries to turn. Meningas able to clear. Ledford on the far side drops it to his back defender, Williams. All the way back to 14, Valdez. Valdez on the ball as Hamlin comes up to pressure. Over to Cordova on the near side. Cordova splits the double. Back to Valdez. Nangle comes up on the challenge on Williams. Williams back to Phipps on the back line. All the way back to Valdez. Into the middle for Blanco. Blanco trying to connect on the 1-2. Nice step by Meningas to win the ball. Nangle to Hamlin. Hamlin lets it run, tries to make a touch through, gets through. Hamlin at the top, tries to cut it back, and won away by the Eagles. Back into the attack, Meningas pokes through, deflected off the Eagles into the corner. Eagles are able to save and possess. Still in a dangerous spot, Blanco in the box. Played all the way across for Williams. Clevenger comes up to challenge. That's Ledford carrying it down the line. Looking for Snyder. Horton's up to it to clear it away. Back to Williams as the right back. All the way back to the keeper, Stovern. Over to Phipps. Phipps turns, plays it into the middle. Ledford there with some space. Nangle comes up to pressure. Ledford into an attack. Has room in front. Clevenger chasing from behind. Through ball to Snyder. Horton shields just enough to keep Snyder from being able to get to it. And out of play, goal kick for the Cougars. Stewart plays it to the middle of the field. Dunaway, nice job settling with his chest. Gives it to Clevenger. Clevenger tries to play him on the connection. Blanco steals. Rodriguez on the ball, back to Williams. Williams across the middle. Gets to Valdez. Ledford back to Phipps. Valdez with some room to penetrate in the middle. Finds Ledford into the attack. Ledford on the through ball to Cordova. If he's on, he's in the box, cuts it back. Boney's there to deflect it off of him. Cordova still chasing on the ball. Horton in front. Ledford in, can't control it, and stolen away by Nangle. Gets it to Clevenger, trying to play it through to the Cougars, stolen back by the Eagles. Ramaswamy at the top takes the shot. Stewart gets a touch and is able to kill it right in front of him to make the save. Into the middle of the field, Dunaway there to settle. Finds Brandon Schumacher. Tackled by number 14, or number 19, I'm sorry, that's Rodriguez. Into the corner and too heavy. It's a throw in for the Cougars. Brake takes the throw. Up to Dunaway. Into the attack for Cordova, and foul called back here at the original play. It'll be a free kick for the Eagles. Blanco there to take the free kick. Ledford takes the quick restart. Over to Williams. And shots wide of the frame. Goal kick for the Cougars. Stewart takes the kick to the middle. Blanco gets a head on it. Ledford challenges on Dunaway. Deflected away off the Cougars last, throwing for the Eagles. Dunaway on the ball, trying to cut it back, and draws the foul on Ledford. Free kick for the Cougars. Dunaway, quick restart to Clevenger on the run. Clevenger looking to connect to Hamlin. Cleared away by the Eagles, and it'll be a corner kick for the Cougars. First corner of the night for the Cougars. Take a look at that one again. Hamlin tried to play it across with his left, and Blanco just decided to get it out of there. Nixon Meningus over to take the corner for the Cougars. Clevenger up on the goal. Ball sent in. Schumacher gets a touch and gets called for the handball. Ball over the top. Anredder taking his time to play it back to Stewart. Stewart punts it back into the middle of the field. Rodriguez wins it first, goes off the back of Dunaway's head. Meningus connecting to Hamlin on the run. And Phipps comes in and sweeps it away. Throw in for the Cougars in the attacking third. Back into Schumacher. Meningus, nice touch, plays it into the air. Ledford and Nangle challenge for the ball. Vasquez, I'm sorry, who is it? That's number 14, Valdez. Back into the middle for Ledford. Ledford through ball. Anredder steps and wins it. Nangle carrying. Nice ball to Dunaway, connected to Clevenger, but just a little too far ahead. And back to the Eagles. Good idea by Dunaway. Just over 30 minutes left in this second half. Joplin Eagles leading 1-0. Ball into the middle. Schumacher goes for the header, bounces over to Ledford. Ledford trying to direct traffic as Meningus comes in and challenges, and Meningus gets called for the foul. Henry Phipps, the sophomore defender, there to take the free kick. Ball sent into the top, bounces in the penalty box, and Stewart is there to get it out of the air. Stewart to the near side. Nice touch by Meningus to settle. Meningus shielding, drops to Schumacher. Schumacher quickly to Hamlin. Hamlin trying to turn. Challenge for the ball, and Hamlin wins it and gets called for the foul. See if we can take a look at that on the replay as Hamlin fights for the ball and gets called for, well, I don't know about that. Back into the attack. Ramazani across, deflected by the Cougars and swept away by, I think that was Anredder. Someone get a card on that? There was a yellow card given to Jackson Dunaway away from the play. That's the second yellow card on the Cougars. First on Dunaway. So the ball was out of play when the card was issued, so we'll just restart with the throw-in. Anredder back into the middle of the field. Headed down by Phipps. Blanco into the attack. Ledford there, cuts it back. Over to Williams on the far side. Clevenger challenging. Williams able to pull it up. Back to Ledford in the middle as Jackson comes to challenge. Ledford looking for a shot at the top. Nangle steals, plays it across. Still fight at the top. Cordova there. Break comes over to challenge. Cordova carrying all the way to the corner. Still in possession, trying to get to the end line, cuts it back. And Stewart's there to make the save. Stewart out to Clevenger. Clevenger connects to Nangle. 1-2 attempt as Ledford read it, is able to come in and deflect. Nangle off of Ledford's foot, throw in for the Cougars. Boney over there on the far side to take the throw. Plays it ahead for Jackson. Into the counter for the Eagles. That's Cordova. Up to Ramaswamy. Horton in front. Deflects it out of play. And corner kick is the ruling. The Eagles have ran this corner kicks play where they've come short and then let that run, and they've had a couple open shots from the top. See what they do this time. Ledford over there to take the corner. Ball sent all the way to the backside this time. And number 19, Rodriguez, was there to get ahead on it, but couldn't get it on frame. Goal kick again for the Cougars. I don't know how obvious it is on camera. Rush Stewart's maroonish goalkeeping gear is a little bit close to the Joplin maroon. It's probably more distinct in person than it is on camera, though. Into the middle of the field. First touch by the Eagles into the attack. Anredder's there to get a touch away. Ledford back to the ball. Ramaswamy on it, trying to make a move on break. Break steals and draws the foul. And it'll be a free kick for the Cougars. And right there, he's actually going to leave it for Stewart to take the free kick. Stewart with the back spinning ball to midfield. Hamlin first to touch. Falls to Ledford. Nice touch to Rodriguez. Back to Blanco. To Valdez. All the way back to Phipps on the back. Phipps back to the keeper, Stovern. Stovern driving ball to the far side as Boney steps in. Boney plays it down with his head, trying to settle. Ledford steals on the far side. Carrying back to the middle with some space. Is able to connect to Rodriguez into the attack. Ball played through to Cordova. And the flag is up. Offside flag is up. No goal. See if we caught that replay in time. I don't think I did to see the offside. So it'll be a restart with a free kick for the Cougars. Still 1-0. Ball back in the middle of the field. First touch by Blanco. Nangle has it in the air. Back by Valdez. Ramaswamy plays it to Fraunfelter, but off the mark, and it'll be a throw-in for the Cougars. Jackson Dunaway at the line to check back in for the Cougars. I did get my clock off. Let me fix that real quick. 24:10 official time on the clock. All right, break back into the action. Phipps sends it in the air. Meningus into play. Phipps is able to clear. Boney in the middle of the field heads it forward to Nangle. Nangle lets it bounce as number 19, Rodriguez, comes in to steal into an attack. Through ball to Cordova, and again, he's offside. It'll be another free kick for the Cougars. Let's see if I got that one on video. Nice job by Horton holding that line. Horton's drifting with Cordova, and then he just stopped and took a step forward and put him in an offside position. All right, restart with the the free kick for Anredder. Anredder back spinning ball to the middle. Phipps gets the first touch. Blanco plays it to the far side. Snyder's there. Played back to Williams. To Phipps. Working on the back line. Meningus challenges on Valdez. Back to Phipps, all the way back to the keeper. Hamlin pressuring. He's able to get it over to Fraunfelter. Still under pressure, drops it back to the keeper, Stovern. Stovern looking to switch the field, looking at an option. Plays it into the middle. Gets it over to the far side, actually, for Snyder. Snyder with a nice touch to Williams to connect over the top. Horton plays it into the air. Cordova's there trying to settle. Anredder steps up to challenge. Cordova getting space. Carrying across the field. Over to the near side. Fraunfelter back to Blanco. Jackson comes up to pressure. Blanco back to Valdez. Fraunfelter on the near side. Into the middle for Blanco. Blanco turns to face, looking to attack, finds Cordova. Anredder comes up to challenge. Break comes in to deflect. Nangle plays it through, deflected back by Cordova. Ramaswamy across the box, headed in the air, and what a save by Stewart. As I believe that was Ledford that came in and got the shot. Foul called on Nangle on the trip. That's probably a yellow card. Looks like a promising attack foul to me. Let's take a look if we can see this play again. Don't think any card was issued, but that's, to me, that's a yellow card location for a foul. 21-10 left in the second half. The Eagles with a good opportunity from the top of the box. Wouldn't be surprised to see Cordova play this to Ramaswamy short. He's got a four-man wall. Cordova takes the shot. Stewart there on the save. And cleared away by the Cougars. It'll be a corner kick now for the Eagles. Nice job by Cordova to find space around that four-man wall. Stewart was in position to make the clear away, and Horton able to get it out the end line to prevent the goal by Snyder. All right, Ledford over in the corner to take the kick. Ball played into the top. Horton tries to clear. Fraunfelter comes in with the one-touch left foot, but sends it wide of the frame, and it will be another goal kick for the Cougars. 20 minutes left to play. Eagles still leading 1-0. Stewart plays it in the middle. Nangle tries to flick it ahead. Number 5 in the game is Serrato. And out of play, throw in for the Cougars. Brake takes the throw. Back into the middle of the field. Handball called on the Cougars. Into the attack, Ledford plays it quickly up to number 19, Rodriguez. Jackson comes in and wins it. Over to Clevenger, who clears it wide. Phipps lets it run for Ledford, who plays all the way across for number 3. That's Marvin Gonzalez, the senior defender. Over to Ledford. To the near side for Fraunfelter. Back to the keeper, Stovern. Gage Stovern doing a nice job tonight in the goal. He's just a sophomore. Ledford driving ball through. Horton gets a touch on it. Cordova back to it, plays Ramaswamy. He's onside. Brake comes over to challenge. Ramaswamy cuts it back, still on the ball. Gets to the edge. And Stewart there again to make the save. Clears it out the end line, and corner kick again for the Eagles. Played it short. Cordova takes the shot over the post. And goal kick again for the Cougars. Brandon Schumacher at the line to check back in. He's subbing in up top for Hamlin. Stewart taking the goal kick. Back spinning ball to the near side. Fraunfelter's there. Bouncing ball in the air. Heads it forward. Dunaway's there. Gets pushed in the back. Ledford's able to get possession. Nangle steps in, gets a challenge on the ball, knocks it out of play, and a throw for the Eagles. Fraunfelter plays the drop to Ledford. Back to Phipps as Schumacher challenges. Ball played across to the far side. Boney steps up and wins it off of his nose. Clevenger forward to Schumacher, makes a touch to Dunaway, falls to Clevenger, back to Nangle in the middle. Nangle looking to play through for Meningus. Ledford there to steal. Number 3, Gonzalez pokes it away. Falls to Ramaswamy, tries to find Blanco on the through ball, not enough on it as Nangle pokes it out of play for the throw for the Eagles. Fraunfelter quickly into Blanco. Meningus gets a touch down the line. Schumacher coming in to challenge on Ledford. Ledford trying to turn. Stays in possession as he plays it back to Stovern. Clevenger comes up to pressure. Stovern looking for an option. Plays it to the far side. Boney defending. That's number 19, Rodriguez. Over to Williams. Williams down the line and loses it out of play. Throw in for the Cougars. Kason Hamlin checking back in the game for the Cougars after a short break. Ruben Brake will sub out as Boney switches to the right back, and Kason Hamlin comes in at left back and will take the throw. Into Dunaway. Dunaway sends it over his head. Bouncing ball touched by Phipps. Nangle there tries to play it through. Schumacher chasing and Meningus. Meningus gets there into the box, looking across, and foul is called. They didn't call a yellow card on us the last time, so I guess that's not a yellow card, but that would, I think the right call there is a yellow card, and he's definitely in a promising attack and gets fouled. All right, so a dangerous spot for a free kick for the Cougars. Brandon Schumacher there to take it. Actually, Jackson Dunaway is going to come up and take it. Four-man wall. It's a good angle to see the shot. Dunaway plays it as a pass. Clevenger in for the touch, but can't get a connection on it and fouls the defender Rodriguez coming through. Be a free kick for the Eagles. "14 minutes left to play. Good opportunity for the Cougars. Phipps plays it back into the midfield. Horton goes for the header. It goes over the top. Enrider, nice patience, plays it back to Stewart. Stewart with the one-touch backspinning ball into the middle of the field. Dunaway tries to head it forward. Blanco and Schumacher challenge for the ball. Dunaway finds it back to Schumacher. He tries to turn but steps on the ball. Dunaway's able to win it back, looking for Clevenger. Clevenger, good touch, playing Meningus. Meningus in, and defended well by the Eagles to kill the threat. Fraunfelter back to the near side, cuts it back to the middle. Played over the top. Horton, nice job getting the header that time. And handball called on the Eagles, Serrato. Quick restart by the Cougars, not enough on it as the slide tackle won by Rodriguez. Serrato back to Rodriguez on the far side. Dunaway in front. Clevenger comes on the double. Rodriguez looking for a path and loses it out of play. Clevenger tries to take the quick throw down to Schumacher. And Phipps almost connects on the convertible going across the road. Be a throw in for the Cougars. Takes it to Dunaway with some space in front. Dunaway looking for Meningus over the top. Loses his footing as he goes to make the kick. Blanco steals. Blanco into the counterattack. Plays it wide to Rodriguez. Lets it run to Cordova. Cordova tacking down the right side. Horton comes up to challenge, and foul called on Horton. And again, that to me is a yellow card foul. That's a promising attack that the foul is stopping, known in the books as a SPA. Either way, the Eagles will get a shot on goal in a dangerous spot. Quick restart while the wall is being set. Once the ref's counting out the wall, he has to wait for a whistle to restart. All right, wall is set. Ledford there to take the kick. Joplin has 7 players in the box. Shot far post, goes wide of the frame, and goal kick for the Cougars. Sub coming in the game for the Eagles. Number 5, Serrato, subbing out as Villanueva checks back in the game for the Eagles. We do have a JV half coming up at the conclusion of this one. Ledford first to touch on the goal kick. Goes to Hamlin. Hamlin challenging, looking for a pass. Makes the dribble instead and stolen away by the Eagles. Rodriguez wide to Ledford. Ledford across the box, backside, just over Cordova. Fraunfelter gets a touch as Stewart comes to sweep it away. No foul called on the challenge and cleared away by the Cougars. Blanco losing his captain's band as he makes the play to the far side for Ledford. Ledford into the attack. Shot far post. What a save by Stewart. And the game stays 1-0. Under 10 minutes to play here in the varsity match. Stewart with a good punted ball to the far side. First touch by Clevenger. Dunaway there. Dunaway pokes it forward. Phipps comes in, plays it up to Ledford. Ledford through to Rodriguez, stolen away by Hamlin. Hamlin plays it down the line and out of play. Throw in for the Eagles on the far side. Williams takes the throw for the Eagles. Big throw up ahead. Rodriguez, nice touch. Plays it to Ledford. Ledford across to Ramaswamy. One more to Fraunfelter. Gets the shot, and Stewart's there with the good hands to make another save. Stewart lets his group reorganize as he punts it away. Gonzalez gets the touch, stolen by Fraunfelter. Ramaswamy to Fraunfelter on the connection, but too far ahead and out of play, and it'll be a throw for the Cougars. Boney takes the quick throw down the line. Meningus lets it run on the turn. Meningus out ahead, looking for the cross, plays it through, swept away by Phipps. Dunaway coming in on the challenge with Villanueva. Villanueva is able to get to it, up to Rodriguez. Hamlin comes in and steals. Hamlin carrying, looking for the pass, plays it in the air to Schumacher, who gets a touch into the box, and Stovern able to come up to make the play for the Eagles. Stovern knuckleball into the middle of the field. Cordova touches it forward and all the way back to the box for Stewart to gather. Stewart throws it out to the near side. Boney's here. Fraunfelter coming on the challenge. And Boney wanted the deflection call, but it's a throw-in for the Eagles. Ramaswamy got a little too handsy there as you try to get around Boney, and it's a free kick for the Cougars. Max Anretter there to take the free kick. Anretter up ahead to Meningus. Good touch by Meningus to Nangle. Blanco steals. Nangle gets called for the foul on Blanco as he clipped his feet out, and it's a free kick for the Eagles. Phipps there to take the free kick. Ball played into the middle. Villanueva, nice touch to settle. Tries to play it through. Jackson's there to steal. Jackson into space. Phipps there as Schumacher challenges. Phipps plays it wide. Good touch by Williams. Clevenger comes in. Loose ball as Jackson plays it back in. And handball called on the Eagles. It'll be another free kick for the Cougars. Under 7 to play here in the varsity match. Eagles still leading 1-0. Anretter, good ball in. Meningus is there, gets a touch with his left, and can't get it on frame as Stovern's able to come up and secure it. Stovern from the top of the box, big punt. Cougars let it land. Anretter heads it back to Stewart, which means he can pick it up, and he's able to grab it. Stewart looking for an opportunity to play quickly, but he's going to settle the line and punt it away to the midfield. Blanco there first, heads it down. Villanueva plays it on the ground to Williams. Ahead, Hamlin steals. Hamlin with his left tries to connect to Clevenger. Phipps comes in and looks for another vehicle, and that was a yellow Jeep convertible. Couldn't hit that one either, just a little too high. And throw in for the Cougars. Hamlin plays it into Jackson. Jackson turns, gets tripped up from behind, and draws the foul. And a free kick for the Cougars. Hamlin there to take the kick. Cougars looking to play quickly. Hamlin backspinning ball in. Stovern's there to gather it out of the air. And Stovern quickly transitioning the field. Big punt all the way past midfield into the final third. Cordova first to touch, loses his feet. Could have been a trip, and it is. And again, Cordova's ahead of everyone. I don't know how that's not a card. Let's take a look at that on replay. If you're going to call that a foul, how is that not a dog so? Cordova gets the touch. Okay, the foul happens before Cordova gets possession. And it hits Cordova in the back, but still, it's a dangerous spot to commit a foul and not get a card. All right, Cordova takes the free kick into the wall and scores the goal. And the Eagles score their second goal of the game.
Goal, Joplin, number 10, Eddie Cordova.
Able to get that over the wall. That's not easy to play it from that close over the wall. Let's take a look at that on replay. Just able to get it to the left post and scores the big goal for the Eagles to get some breathing room with 4:15 left to play. Eagles now with a 2-0 lead. Cougars trying to start while the ref's over explaining the foul call to the coach. .4:18 is the official time on the clock. We're a little off on the broadcast here. Get it back to even once the clock starts. Ball played back to Anredder, who sends it high into the air. And out of play on the near side, it will be a throw for the Eagles. Frauenfelter there to take the throw. Dunaway with Blanco, gets the steal, tries to find Schumacher through as Valdez wins it back. Nangle there, steals it to Dunaway. Dunaway looking, has challenge from behind, and draws the foul on Cordova. And a free kick for the Cougars. Anredder up to take the kick. Anredder ball in, bounces off Blanco's elbow, and ref calls it off the hip as the Eagles are in a counterattack. Horton, nice job winning the position and draws the offensive foul. And it will be a free kick for the Cougars. Really nice job by Horton to basically take a charge there. Anredder plays it to the far side for Clevenger. Nice first touch. Turns and plays it down the line for Dunaway. Slide tackle coming in by Phipps. And he's able to play it out of play, throw in for the Cougars as Jax Edson subs in the game for Clevenger. Hamlin takes the throw to Edson. Edson back to the ball, trying to find an option. is able to turn, plays it to Dunaway on the connection, and just too heavy on the touch as it goes out of play back to the Eagles. Phipps with a big throw down the line. Headed forward by Rodriguez. Cordova chips it over the top. Horton chasing. And ball in. Stewart's able to step up off his line and secure that. Punt to the middle. Blanco plays it back. Horton, nice header to the far side for Edson. Phipps ahead. Snyder heads it in. Jackson, Snyder, and Redder off of Jackson's back. Cordova to the ball. Across into the box for number 18. That's Ben Soltlar. And off the frame, goal kick for the Cougars. Eagles subbing, so under 5 minutes on substitution of the leading team. We stop the clock, so we'll stop it for the sub. Rodriguez checking out. Looks like Villanueva is the one that subbed in for the Eagles. Stewart a little jumpy on that restart as the whistle hadn't blown yet. We'll try it again. Ref will need to wind the clock also. All right, we're back to the action. Ball into the middle. Nango pokes it forward. Blanco plays it back into Ledford. Over to Villanueva. To Blanco at the top. Over to Cordova, who looks for space. Into the middle of the field. Edson steps, challenges, and wins the ball. Edson on the ball, looking to play it through to Schumacher, stolen back by Phipps. Up ahead to Cordova. Cordova into space. And Redder gets a touch on it to stop the attack. Played through, nice ball, and Ledford finishes it. And a nice goal for the Eagles to open it up 3-0.
Goal, Joplin, number 8, Briar Ledford.
Under a minute left to play, and the Eagles put in that third goal. All right, restart of play. Anredder plays it in all the way to the keeper. Stover and goes to the ground to kill some time. Played over to Phipps. Edson challenges. Wide to Williams. Williams with some space, chips it back into Ledford. Into the middle of the field for Villanueva. Cordova with space on the near side, carrying ahead, connects to Villanueva in the middle. Back to Cordova. Jackson steals and tries to play it through. Stolen back by Cordova. Anredder tries to clear. Cordova still fighting for possession. Switch to the far side. Hamlin gets a touch. Plays it over the top. Phipps sends it back in. And that's the final horn. Final score, Joplin Eagles 3, Cougars 0. In a game that felt much closer than that for most of the game. Eagles definitely.
New Heights, Cougars 0, Joplin Eagles 3. Goals for Joplin, Isaiah Snyder, Andy Cordova, and Briar Ledford.
Definitely a lead in possession for the Eagles and shots on goal. Stewart had his work cut out for him. The second goal on the free kick by Cordova was kind of the backbreaker, and then the Eagles added that third goal with under a minute to play. So we'll put 15 minutes on the clock for. Is that lightning I just saw? Huh? Oh, did you? All right, we'll see if we get this JV half in. It looks like there may be some weather issues approaching, but we're going to put 15 minutes on the clock and get our JV warm-ups going. Oh, I think that's a camera over there. There may be a flash photography over there. Oh, okay. All right, well, we'll take an audio break here and send you through the second half recap, and then 15 minutes on the clock. We'll be back for the start of the JV half. All right, we're back ready to start the JV half. 35 minutes on the clock. Spencer Jackson on the left. Titus Clevenger taking the striker position. We have Break up top on the right. Brant Smathers, Jax Edson, and Lucas Nangle across the middle. Brian Ramos, Ben Bandy, Evan Horton, and Grayson Crumrine across the back. Eagles win the possession. Number 22, that is Braden Cruz. Eagles play it back to the back line. Number 4 is Andrew Schuritz. Schuritz on the ground. Aiden Kitts back to Schuritz. Number 24 is Gurley. Devin Gurley back to the keeper, Girardi. Eagles still in possession. Yeah, I wouldn't mind having it on. Thank you. Number 9 is Jonas Afghan, the midfielder. Smathers is able to steal, gets it to Clevenger. Nice pass to Edson. Edson chips it back to Clevenger. One touch to Smathers. Smathers looking through, but loses his feet. And it's a ball in hand for the keeper, Girardi. Big punt to the near side. It goes out of play. Afghan was trying to get a header touch back in, but it's a throw in for the Cougars. Ramos takes the throw into Smathers. Smathers with the turn. Clipped away by number 30, Janelle Hernandez. And another throw in for the Cougars. Ramos to Smathers. Back to Ramos. Stolen away by Hernandez. Across the middle, break steals, looking for an option to play it through. Plays it wide for the overlap by Nangle. Number 21 is Lopez Brown. Carries it into the corner and out of play. It's a throw in for the Cougars. Eagles steal into possession. Attacking down the far side. Crumrine chasing back. Eagles across the middle. Evan Horton steps. Is able to shield. Horton steps in and pokes it away. And it's a throw in for the Eagles in the corner. Edson wins it. Trying to connect. Number 24, Gurley, into the middle of the field. Possessed back by the Eagles. Into the middle for number 5, Serrato. Serrato back on the ball on the pass from number 22, Cruz. And Edson steps in and commits the foul. Actually, it may have been on Smathers. It'll be a free kick for the Eagles. Number 30 is Yanal Hernandez, there to take the free kick. Left foot, back spinning ball in. And Antonio Rubio, the keeper for the Cougars, is able to secure it. Thrown out to the near side for Jackson, who pokes it forward. Eagles able to possess. Early forward to Serrato. Over to the far side. Crumrine challenges. And ball knocked out of play. It will be an Eagles throw. Schuritz plays it in. Back to Serrato. Good step by Edson to steal. Plays it forward. Back to Schuritz. Break deflects. Falls to Edson. Clevenger there. Serrato's able to win the challenge. Back to the back line for number 22, Braden Cruz. Ball played all the way back to Kai Draughty, the junior goalkeeper for the Eagles. Draughty dives in and is he wearing glasses? Lost his glasses on that dive. Puts them back on before he punts it away. Smathers able to play it back in. Foul called on the Eagles. Free kick for the Cougars. Looks like it was a challenge after the play that drew the foul. Brandon Ramos. Actually, it's going to be Evan Horton coming over to take the free kick. Evan Horton does start for the varsity team, but he's a freshman, so he's getting minutes on the JV squad to fill the lineup. Horton backspinning ball in. Headed away by the Eagles. Nangle's there to chest it down. Falls to Break. Break in the box. Takes the shot and scores the banger. Ruben Break with the goal. And the Cougar fans are quick to note there's lightning. Yeah. Well, with the 1-0 lead. Nice goal by Ruben Break. Ball played down the line. Nangle gets a touch, can't control. Back into the middle. Carmine pokes it forward to Break. Break with some room. Plays the through ball just too heavy as it goes all the way into the goal for Draughty to scoop it up. Possessed by the Eagles. The attack on the near side. Number 9, Afghan. Well played in. Serrato there trying to turn. Being doubled by Nangle and Edson. Serrato to the far side. Big lightning strike there. The fact that we stopped the game for a beautiful sky that had lightning, it's just crazy. It's hearkening back to the memories of the mask wearing. All right, ball out of play on the end line. It's a corner kick for the Eagles. Eagles have 7 guys at the top of the box. Break at the front on the line. Horton at the back. Ball sent in. Edson gets it with his shoulder and able to get it out of the box threat. Number 30 is Hernandez. Smathers defending. Ball goes out of play, and it's a substitution for the Cougars on the throw. Nixon Meningus checking in the game for Clevenger. The report is that lightning is actually, even though it's visible, it's over 20 miles away. So it's not affecting our game. I guess it makes sense that it's easier to see it when it gets dark. Ball into the near side, deflected away by the Cougars, throw in for the Eagles. Braden Cruz there to take the throw. Big switch by Afghan. Break gets a header. Draughty plays it high into the air. Ball bounces as Smathers and Afghan challenge for it, and Smathers gets a little too much push on a shove there and gets called for the foul. Number 30 is Yanel Hernandez taking the free kick for the Eagles. Hernandez takes the driving ball into the top. Into trouble. Horton tries to clear. And Antonio Rubio is up to the challenge at the top of the box to scoop it up, putting it into the midfield. First touched by Hernandez. Hernandez still on the ball. And he tries to cut it back, loses it out of play. Throw in for the Cougars. Reiner Ramos there to take the throw. Ball down the line. Nice header by Jackson. And it goes out of play. It'll be a throw back to the Eagles. Big throw back into the middle. Challenge in the center circle. Nangle's there. Settles it down to Brake. Brake lets it run. Nice touchback as Brake carries through the middle of the field. Hernandez challenges. Schuritz tries to clear it. It's off Brake again. Brake looking like a crash test dummy running through the midfield. And finally lands in Gowdy's hands. Big transition opportunity. Ball bouncing through the middle. Bandy and Elvis Alonso challenging for the ball, and foul called on Alonso. Evan Horton there to take the free kick, plays it to the far side, stolen by the Eagles. Horton tries to head it away as Alonso comes in. Nangle heads it forward to Edson. Edson, nice touch to Jackson. Jackson trying to play it through, deflected by number 24, Gurley. Back into the counterattack for the Eagles. Ben Bandy there plays it wide and out of play to reset the defense. Throw in for the Eagles. Eagles take the throw with some space for sure. It takes it with his left, but off the mark and out of play back to the Cougars for a throw. Lucas Nangle subbing out of the game as Jax Dunaway checks in. Dunaway, nice varsity match this evening, playing that midfield role for the Cougars. Jackson Dunaway, just a freshman. Ball played back to number 24, Gurley. Dropped all the way back to Cruz. Over to Afghan. Back to Gurley. Afghan able to split the double. Carrying down the line. Reiner Ramos challenging. Smathers defending. Eagles are able to keep possession. Afghan all the way back to Cruz. Edson challenges. Cruz plays it back to the keeper, Draughty. Draughty outside the box, possessing with his feet. Meningas comes in and steals. Meningas gets a touch and gets taken out, and that's probably going to be a red card. But who knows with cards these days? He is going into his shirt and pulls out the yellow. The direction of play could be argued that he wasn't going towards a goal, which would be a yellow instead of a red. Take a look at that on replay. Yeah. It could be a dogso on the goalie. The four things are direction of play, distance to the goal, number of defenders, and likelihood of maintaining possession. And so maybe that touch across, it's hard to it seems like that if he doesn't foul him, it's a goal. So that would be the denied an obvious goal. But with the card counts being so punitive in their damage for overall play, you'd like to have them be consistent with what we're going to call as cards. All right, free kick taken into the wall. Menegas drops it to Ramos. Ramos tries to send it back in. Ball's loose. Headed over into the near side and played down the line. Horton, nice touch. Plays it back in with his left. Menegas on the run, trying to turn. Drops it back as Jackson takes the shot. It's floating in there. And Andrade's able to step up and secure it. Cougars back in possession. Stolen back by Hernandez. Over to Gurley, who plays it through. Stolen by Jackson. Jackson over the top. Sure, it's there. Edson comes on the challenge and knocks out a play. Goal kick. Is it a goal kick or corner kick? I couldn't tell what happened there to get the possession. Was it contact? Did they call a? What's the call? Oh, they're just subbing the goalie back in. I see. Okay, so they did stop. We did stop the clock on the yellow card, so my clock's a little off. Yeah. Okay, so 19. So we have about 20 minutes left. I'll get it corrected as we play here. Hernandez plays it over the top into an attack for the Eagles. Crumrine in front defending. That's number 33. Maybe not. I can't tell his number. 32? 33. Aiden Kitts. Jackson into the air. Smathers with the head. Challenge for the ball. Chipped back in. That's Serrato on the ball. Serrato, nice move to get to the top of the box. Still on the ball. And it's loose as Rubio's off his line. And the Cougars are somehow able to stop the threat. Ball back to Cruz. Into the middle of the field. Menegas there to steal. Tries to turn. Menegas into the attack. Spencer Jackson plays it over. Menegas fighting for the ball. Jackson heads it back into trouble as Hernandez tries to clear. Edson and Schuritz challenge for the ball. Schuritz plays it through with his left. Horton back to Ramos. Reiner Ramos up to Menegas. Nice touch as Menegas tried to settle. But goes through as number 21. That's Lopez Brown plays it out the sideline. And it'll be a throw for the Cougars. Over on the far side. Jax Edson getting a break as Brandon Schumacher checks in the game, along with Lucas Nangle, as Grayson Crumrine gets a break. All right, I have the clock back to the correct time now. And the throw in gets sent back to the road by the Eagles. It'll be another throw for the Cougars. There's no ball boys on the JV games typically, so we're searching for a ball. Now we have two, yeah. Big throw in by Break into the box. Eagles try to clear, falls to Schumacher, deflected by the Eagles. Afghan back to the ball as Jackson challenges. Stolen by Smathers. Smathers across to Schumacher. Actually goes to Dunaway. Dunaway takes the strike and goes wide of the frame. And it'll be a goal kick for the Eagles. I need to do some kind of white balance here to fix my, it's like way too bright, but I don't know how to do that. Well, it's the field lighting that's just really drastic. Attack in the middle of the field. Good job by the Cougars to clear. Back into the attack. Serrato on the ball for the Eagles. Plays it wide. Horton steps. Nice job by Evan Horton to clear the threat on Afghan. Serrato comes in on the tackle. Smathers able to jump over it. Schuritz gets the light touch as Smathers back into the attack. Heads it forward. Schuritz, nice job shielding. And number 24, Gurley, has to send it away. It's a corner kick for the Cougars. Take a look at that play again as Schuritz tried to poke it away, and Smathers gets right back to it, heads it forward, and then cleared away by Gurley. Cougars taking their time to get the ball. That's Titus Clevenger over there to take the corner kick. Cougars at the top of the box. The Eagles do have a guy on the near post. Ball played in. Ball's loose. And the keeper, Andrade, able to get back on top of it. He reached up to get a touch and couldn't secure it initially, but able to get back to it to save the threat. Big punt into the air over to the near side for Afghan. Ramos tries to shield and out of play. Looks like it was out. Okay, he says it's still in. Hernandez plays it back to Schuritz. Over to Gurley. Gurley through the middle. Finds Serrato. Serrato makes the touch, looking to turn. Nice move through as Dunaway gets called for the hold. Serrato takes a few extra yards and sets up for the free kick. Five players at the top of the box. Serrato sends it in. It's off the mark as Rubio able to get over to it and secure it for the Cougars. Under 15 to play here in the JV half. Cougars leading 1-0. Rubio, good punt up to midfield for Meningus. Meningus trying to settle. Plays it over the top. Cruz is there on the near side. He'll chase it out to the corner. Ball stays in as Jackson challenges. And finally out of play, it'll be a throw for the Eagles. A couple guys at the line. Eagles have three subbing in. Titus Clevenger subbing back in the game for the Cougars. Hernandez checking out for the Eagles. Can't tell who else left. Number 18, Navarrete in the game for the Eagles. Ball back into play. Ramos plays it back in. Brandon Schumacher there. Chips it over the top. Balls to Smathers. Cruz tries to send it away. Serrato there, looking to turn. Dunaway tightly defending. Ball played in the midfield. Nangle gets a touch to break. Break, nice cutback touch. Back to Nangle. Clevenger pokes it back to Dunaway. Back to Horton. Stolen away by Navarrete. Stolen back by Clevenger. Clevenger dribbling through. Schuritz is able to step in and poke it all the way to the front line. Number 8 is Alonso. Connects with Serrato. Serrato with space to run. Alonso making the run through the middle. Ben Bandy comes up to challenge on Serrato. Serrato gets back on his feet after losing him. Over to Afghan on the near side. And Ramos comes in to challenge. It's going to be a corner kick for the Eagles. Eagles with 6 guys in the box. Cruz coming in also to make it 7. Ball through, poked in the air by Break. Schumacher heads it up. Cruz tries to head it back in. Dunaway heads it out. Back to Afghan. And Dunaway plays it out the sideline, throw in for the Eagles. Jax Edson subbing in the game for the Cougars as Brant Smathers checks out. Number 22, Brian Cruz checking out of the game as number 20, Chance Blevins checks in the game for the Eagles. Ramos, nice positioning, clears the ball away to the midfield for Jackson. Sure, it's there. Able to win it with his shoulder. Over to number 12, that is Lakota Nichols. Back to Gurley, who plays it all the way back to the keeper, Drawdy. At the top of the box, Drawdy settling as Jackson challenges. Gurley to the near side, stolen by Schumacher, able to win it back. Played ahead as Dunaway steps into challenge. Dunaway carrying down the line. And ball goes out the end line. Will be a goal kick for the Eagles. 10 minutes left to play here in the JV half. Cougars leading 1-0. Serrato in the midfield. Nice touch, plays it ahead. Ball switched to the near side for Afghan. Looks for the through ball. Rubio there and sweeps it to the end line. It'll be a corner kick for the Eagles. Oh, I'm sorry. There was an offside flag up, so it'll be a free kick for the Cougars. Nangle there to take the free kick. Ball on the ground. Clevenger first to touch. Chips it wide to Break. Break settles. Plays it down the line for Jackson to connect. Number 6 is Aiden Kitts. Left fullback plays it out on the sideline. It'll be a throw for the Cougars. Nangle comes up to take the throw. Plays it over the top. Chase to the corner. And the Eagles are able to shield. It'll be out of play on the end line. Goal kick for the Eagles. Drawdy takes the goal kick to the middle for Serrato. Jackson, Dunaway challenges. Edson comes in and challenges, gets the ball to Dunaway. Back to Break. Break gets challenged from behind, able to stay on the ball. Over to Clevenger. Clevenger looking to play it in, deflected away by number 33. That's Kitts. Sure, it steals, plays it down the line. Jackson, good touch. Challenged by Kitts. Clevenger comes in, steals, able to claw it back. Clevenger finding space. Nice move to turn. Clevenger still on the ball. Sends it across for Dunaway. Dunaway makes a nice touch over, sends it into the air. Drawdy pokes it away with his knee. Serrato able to clear, but Nangle's there. Nangle tries to find Edson. Serrato challenges it. Edson pokes it through, and foul called on the Eagles. It'll be a free kick for the Cougars from, say, 35, maybe 30 out. Oh, he's taking it all the way back here, so yeah, closer to 35 out. Four guys in the box for the Cougars. Ramos over the ball to take the free kick. Ramos spinning ball in and bounces to the keeper, Drawdy, who's able to make the easy pickup. Top spinning ball off the punt. Clevenger there, able to turn. Clevenger looking for space, being tightly defended by number 18, Navarte. Over to Afghan. Ball played across. Break comes all the way back to help and able to win the ball into the corner. Break, good patience on the ball, plays it down the line. Headed into the air by the Eagles. Schertz comes away with it as Jackson challenges. Break plays it ahead off of Schertz, and it's a throw for the Cougars. That was number 13, Eric Hernandez, that left back that got the header. Schertz with his right shoulder plays it into the air, and there's 4 subs at the line for the Eagles at the next opportunity. Cougars get the throw. Nangle ahead to Break, goes through to Schertz. Touched into the middle. Serrato able to get it up to number 8, Alonzo. Serrato plays it back. Horton, nice step, plays it into the middle for Edson. Gurley there. Edson challenges. Edson into the counterattack as Blevins able to win a touchback to the keeper, Draughty. Draughty, patience on the ball, plays it into the midfield. Nobody's there to connect as Clevenger steals. Back to Edson with some space. Edson one touches to Jackson. And misread there. Miscommunication by the two. Ball gets swept away by the Eagles. And under 5 minutes to play, Cougars have a throw in the attacking third. Ball to the top for Clevenger. Draughty, nice job coming off his line to dive in and grab that ball. Top spinning ball to the middle. Dunaway first to touch. All the way up to Edson. Edson looking for Clevenger. Serrato comes back to win it. Serrato over the top. Looking for number 9, Afghan. Horton, nice job defending into the corner. And ball out of play. It'll be a throw for the Eagles, and the Eagles finally able to get their subs in. Number 15 is Wyatt Gilmore in the game, taking the throw in for the Eagles. Gilmore into the box, headed away by Evan Horton, and it's a corner kick for the Eagles, under 4 to play. Can't quite see into that corner. Looks like it's number 22, Cruz, taking that left-footed corner kick. Ball sent across, headed into the air. Clevenger tries to clear. It's still loose. Dropped all the way back to Navarte. Sure, it's over to the far side for number 13, Hernandez. Into the attack. Cougars able to maintain possession. Rubio punts it to the near side, or the far side, I'm sorry, and out of play. It's a throw for the Eagles. Eagles take it into number 32. That's Merdamadi. Stolen away by the Cougars. Dunaway down the line for Jackson to chase. Sure, it's there. Plays it back to the keeper, Draughty. Draughty with time. Takes the one touch to the far side. Break, heads it back in. Hernandez over the top. Nangle there. And Nangle gets called for the handball. Free kick for the Eagles. Quick restart. ball wasn't stopped, though, so they'll restart it. Under 2 minutes to play. Eagles chasing that goal. Cougars leading 1-0. Back spinning ball to the top. Dunaway gets a head on it, goes forward. Schertz heads it into the box. And Rubio is able to get over there to secure it for the Cougars. Rubio punting to the middle of the field. Clevenger gets a touch. Navarrete sends it in. Horton clears. Jackson gets a touch through. Schertz there. Back to Droughty, the keeper. Droughty into the middle of the field for Blevins. Edson steps. Deflected over to Brake. Brake and Hernandez challenge. Hernandez plays it forward. Loose ball. Cut back to Hernandez by number 25. That's Rodas. Dunaway steals. Over the top for Jackson to chase to the corner. Jackson's able to get there. Sent across the box. And Blevins clears it to the side. It's going to stay in. Hernandez up ahead. Bandy, nice touch on the ball. An angle challenging it on number 33, Kitts. Break back to it. Break in. Looking for another goal and puts it right on the keeper, Droughty. And that should be the last play of the game as Droughty punts it back to the midfield and the final horn. And the Cougars come out victorious 1-0. First JV victory of the year for the Cougars. First victory overall. All right, as we close out, we'll send you through the JV recap. Thank you all for tuning in.